What's going on, my peoples? Episode 4 already, baby. This is Not Your Average Wrestling Podcast, hosted by your boy, the Wildcat, Jay Troy. And I'm here with my first ever guest. He is the Seth Rollins to my Roman Reigns. Okay, we used to run and do the Asylum all the time last semester. My first ever guest on Not Your Average Wrestling Podcast, Mr. Joe Tejada.
What's up? Oh, man. I'm excited.
It's been a while since we did this.
Yes, sir. It's been a while.
Talk about some wrestling, man. But we're about to get into some stuff because it's been a while since we actually just sat down and just discussed things. You know, your boy had a big week, Drew McIntyre. We get into that a little bit later.
Yes, he did.
And but before we get into that, we had Fastlane this Sunday.
We did. We did have Fastlane.
Fastlane was a pretty solid pay-per-view. I feel like from top to bottom. Now there was a little hicks throughout the show, but I feel like overall I was pretty entertained.
I think this was a stronger leeway into WrestleMania than last year. I think last year was kind of weak.
Yeah.
And then, so this year it did its job, did what it had to do, and I feel like we're getting a good transition into Mania, which we haven't gotten last year. So I was very satisfied with Fastlane.
Yeah, I was pretty much satisfied. I feel like the wrestling was like top notch.
Yeah, it was actually really good. I enjoyed the Shield match. I mean, because it was Roman Reigns and his in-ring return, so that was pretty good to see. And also, the tag team matches were actually pretty good too. I enjoy, your boys, whatever, the Usos.
Oh, man, Thug Uso. We'll get to the Thug Uso later, man. That's the family. But, so we're going to start off with, I want to start off with the first match of the night, which was the Thug Usos. Jimmy Thug, J Thug, Oos, down since day one. That is me, baby. Jimmy Thug, J Thug, Oos. SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships on the line versus Shane and The Miz. Now, this was a fun match to watch.
It was.
Fun match to watch. And it was some cool spots. Shane, for somebody his age, I mean, that boy can fly. That boy can go. It's crazy knowing that he's closing in on the 50s and he's still flying around like a cruiserweight.
Yeah, he's definitely a McMahon. They do it all for the company. So, he's got balls.
Yeah, he got balls of steel, man.
Balls of steel, man.
Miz was doing his thing. Miz is starting to do some springboard attacks. The family.
Yeah, he's expanding his arsenal.
Yeah. The family was doing this. You know what? Wait, actually, before I get to the family, it was kind of cool because I just realized that they was in Miz's hometown of Cleveland. And so he got the hometown pop, and I haven't really saw a crowd pop like that for the Miz. In
are you kidding me? WrestleMania?
In a while.
Oh, okay. I was like,
in a while, it's been a minute since
that WrestleMania he did the tag team with Maurice. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, they was over.
That was Miami, right? They went crazy for it.
Yeah, that's when he fought John Cena.
Yeah.
That was the very last time I saw Miz being crazy over like that. But they definitely showed Miz some love in his hometown. And then they went against the family, Thug Uso, Jimmy Thug, J Thug Uso, and you know what they can do.
Yes, sir.
They best, in my opinion, the best tag team in the business today. I'm sorry, Young Bucks. I'm sorry, all those people that think that the Young Bucks. Actually, sorry, I'm not sorry because it's facts. They can back it up in promos, in ring. They just have the overall package. Okay.
I would pay good money to see in a promotional match with the Young Bucks and the Usos just to see how they would work that match. That would probably be absolutely amazing to watch because it's just, oh man, just the super kicks in that match give me shit chills.
It's just gonna be super kicks after super kick. It's a super kick party for real up in there. But one of the spots in this particular match was when it was Jimmy Thug Oos was in the corner. Shane was setting up for the coast to coast.
Oh, okay, I know.
So then we had J Thug Oos on a turnbuckle and Miz was laying on the floor. So both of Shane and Jay was basically trying to be like, nah, if you gonna jump, then I'm gonna get you type. It was like you better not do it type thing. So Jay pulled the trigger first and then Shane caught him in midair with that drop kick. That was hands down the spot of the whole match. I mean, that was something serious right there. But this whole thing was, the story behind this match is basically, it was two things. Miz is trying to make his father proud and he's trying to, save him, get some credibility back with Shane because he felt bad for losing the titles to the Usos at the previous paper. At Elimination Chamber. So the match ended with Miz doing it looked like a frog splash like Leo Rush. And he, I think it was Jay that got the knees up and caught him in the pin. And 1, 2, 3, them Thug Uso, Jimmy Thug Uso, Jay Thug Uso are still your SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. So my dream match is still alive with the Hardys potentially facing the Thug Uso, Jimmy Thug Uso, Jay Thug Uso.
What is it looking like right now?
I need that match.
It's looking like it's going to be Hardys and some company. It's looking like the Bar.
I don't want no multi-man match.
I know the Bar is sneaking their way in there really, really short, like slowly but surely. And the New Day too. It's looking that way. We talked about this. I do want to see Usos Hardys. I feel like that's money match right there. That can be match of the night easily. You throw a ladder in there and that's match of the night guaranteed.
Oh, I'm waiting for that.
So I think they should go that direction, but I'm not sure because of the way SmackDown went, which we'll probably get to that. So
yeah, we're gonna get to that a little bit later. So after the match, it was heel turn. Now a lot of people was thinking that Miz was gonna turn heel. I know a lot of people was thinking that Miz was gonna turn heel, but I feel like we've seen it, been there, done that. I'm quite sure Miz is gonna be a heel again in his career.
Yeah, but probably right after Mania.
Let's just have a little fun with this face run with the Miz. It made no sense. Shane, long overdue for a heel turn.
Yep.
A heel Shane, we haven't seen that in years. So this is fresh. He beat the holy hell out of Miz and embarrassed his father. And it was great.
I like Shane I always liked Shane as a heel because that was his character. Like that was what we got introduced to, Shane McMahon as a heel, which was perfect. I mean, he had some of his best matches as a heel against Kurt Angle, against RVD. Like he's had some of his best matches as a heel. So I'm all for the Shane McMahon heel turn. Like you said, it has been long overdue, and it's been a while since we've seen the Miz even remotely. Remember, he was face for like a day when he faced Dolph Ziggler.
Oh yeah.
He was like face for like a day or two, like that. So this is a lengthy face run we're getting from the Miz. So it's sounding pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah. Moving on to the next match, which was Mandy Rose versus Asuka, the SmackDown Live Women's Championship, and this was probably my least favorite match of the night.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna be honest. All the women's matches was garbage to me in this entire pay-per-view.
Well,
that was my only hick with this entire pay-per-view. The women's matches sucked.
Well, the Raw women's match between not really Raw women's match, but the match between Charlotte and Becky, I think was supposed to be like subpar kind of thing. Like I didn't think it was supposed to be, something that was gonna ooh and awe us if they were gonna just end it with Ronda doing what she did. So, but I mean, as for this match right here, this is Asuka, the SmackDown Live Women's Champion, the woman that was undefeated longer than Goldberg and stuff, and then you give her this match because it's like a throwaway. It's kind of ridiculous.
It was. First of all, this looked like a match that should have been on SmackDown Live.
It did, absolutely.
It should have been on SmackDown Live. I don't know why would they even think that. But you know what? When you think about the SmackDown Live women's roster now, it's thin.
Very thin.
I
think after Mania, the shakeup.
The women need to go there.
Yeah, the women need to go there. Absolutely.
Kyrie saying, yo, Shirai, Bianca Belair, throw the women. I would just say throw the women on SmackDown.
I think they're going to throw.
Then we also got a shakeup too.
Yeah, I think they're going to throw probably Bianca on Raw, do some things with Shayna on Raw, and like throw Kyrie and stuff over, and Io Shirai over there on SmackDown.
Definitely seeing Shayna Baszler going on Raw.
She has to be a Raw talent, honestly. And if Ronda keeps this heel persona thing going, I'm so with that.
That's definitely something that's needed. But this match was pretty to me, and it finishes with Sonya Deville actually pulling up the ring apron, so she's looking for something to help out Mandy, and Mandy slips on it, and she gets caught with the kick, and then 1, 2, 3, that's it. It was very lackluster and underwhelming for me. This is probably next to the Charlotte and Becky match was like underwhelming for me. And then there you go. So we have the next segment, which was Vince McMahon and Kofi Kingston and the New Day. So Kofi Kingston's been waiting outside Vince's office for God knows how long, for about an hour. So Xavier and Big E, they go into the room, the office where Vince is at. It was a pretty tiny looking office. Okay. It looked like a closet.
It did look a little claustrophobic in there.
I don't know how Vince was breathing in there.
Big E takes up a lot of space too.
Big E took up about 50% of that entire office. But so they're trying to plead the case. Well, the New Day is trying to plead their case to Vince McMahon to try and convince Kofi to get into the title match later in the night. So Vince was like, you know what? You got your match. Okay? It starts right now. Go to the ring. So Kofi goes to the ring, right? So he's thinking that everybody's thinking at that point that they was gonna put the WWE title match. And
he said you
get your triple threat.
You get your triple threat. That's what he said.
So after he said that, it was just like, oh snap, we're really gonna do this early. So Kofi goes to the ring. We're somewhat excited because it's just like, oh, they really gonna do this early? So he's in the ring. The next thing you know, they change it, and it gets changed to a handicap match, which was the Bar versus Kofi Kingston, and they beat the crap out of him.
Oh, it was bad.
They beat the crap out of him.
It was bad. It was. Oh my goodness. That brought me back to like when do you remember the 3 minute group? 3 minute was 3 minute warning. 3 minute warning
with Rosie and Jamal.
Yeah. So all right. So you remember that? Remember like I think it was like their first night being introduced, like when Eric Bischoff came and they like cleaned the house. It looked like that. Like it looked like that almost.
Yeah, they mauled Kofi Kingston down. I mean, and then the New Day tried to come out and help him, but Rusev and Nakamura came down, took care of them, and then there was a so they tried to help him out, and Kofi Kingston was already defeated by the Bar at that point, and then there you go. So we was kind of hoping that we was gonna get Kofi Kingston later in the night, and then next thing you know, we didn't get that, and I'll get to that a little bit later. So Kofi Kingston was mauled. Next thing you know,
they teased. I just realized that they teased us twice.
They teased us twice, bro. I thought Kofi Kingston was gonna drag himself out there.
Listen, I would have been so for that, and even if he lost, it would have been like, damn. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't know. I really want Kofi to have his moment, his WrestleMania moment. I know it's very cliche. It sounds very corny, but like that, I feel like that's the only way this can happen.
This the only way. This you cannot book a T-us in this situation.
Yeah,
you cannot book a T-us. So we have the next segment, which was the next match, which was Ricochet, Aleister Black versus Rude and Gable versus The Revival, Raw Tag Team titles. I would like to say what needed to happen happened. The outcome, the right men won, which was The Revival. Okay, they needed to get a big win, and I'm glad that they got it on a pay-per-view, but I do believe that they're not walking out of WrestleMania as champions.
Which is...
I'm just being honest on that.
Probably true.
Yeah. So what it was good. Aleister Black and Ricochet, even though I'm still trying to figure out why the hell are they still a team to this day. This is lopsided. Yes, it's Ricochet and Aleister Black, but at the same time, they should not be a team.
These are two strong singles competitors. Even though Ricochet, I mean, on the indie scene has kind of made a name for himself in the tag team division. On the independent scene, like when he was working in Cali and then working at ROH, he's made a name for himself kind of in the tag team, in the tag team division, but they're strong singles competitors. And it's not right that they're doing this right now, but I feel like they're just only doing this for just now, until after Mania, we're gonna probably get the permanent call up for those two, which is most likely gonna happen. I say Aleister Black should turn on Ricochet, and that should be their first feud. Should be each other, because when new talent comes up, they usually feud with a veteran, but you don't really see it between two people who get called up.
My thing is this: I don't even think they're even gonna do that. I feel like they're just gonna separate them during the shakeup.
Oh, well, yeah.
I can see Ricochet going to SmackDown and Aleister Black staying on Raw.
Okay, because they are both on both brands right now.
Yeah.
So
they're actually flip-flopping on both. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I thought we had a brand split, but now anybody can just walk on any show now.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me, to be honest. I don't know what's going on with this brand split stuff. And we had the draft one year, and we haven't had a draft since. So it's like,
yeah. So it was some good spots in here. And Ricochet almost killed himself when he tried to give a superplex to was Scott Dawson outside the ring. He almost killed both him and Scott Dawson, but it was a pretty decent spot, but it was a little dangerous. They was flying all over the place. Ricochet, I mean, that boy can go.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
It's a shame that I won't get my WrestleMania match for the IC title.
I would love to watch Ricochet compete for IC Championship against Finn, against Bobby.
I just wanted him versus Finn, but we'll get to that a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? But so the Revival won, the right team won, but like I said, I do not see them walking out of Mania as champion. We move out to, you know what? This was my one problem with this match. So the Revival do win, right? The Revival do win, and they get beat up. They get beat up by both Rude and Gable, and then Aleister Black and Ricochet get in the ring, and they beat them up. So the Revival, they win the match, but their credibility doesn't go up because they still get beat up at the end of the day.
Right. But I think they kind of made up for it on Raw.
They did made up for it. Thank God that they did that. But like in that exact moment, stuff like that, you got to keep the Revival looking strong. You got to keep these champions looking strong.
Right.
Next match, R-Trizzle versus Rey Mysterio.
Okay, can I just tell you that I hate
Andrade
this?
Versus Joe.
That I hate this. This is like the 10th time that I've seen this match.
Yes.
I hate it.
Is this the third time? Well, this is the second time with Joe. Because Joe came in that last time and won the title on SmackDown. Yeah. If they was going to do this match at the pay-per-view, I feel like they shouldn't have did the match on SmackDown. And it would have been better for Samoa Joe to win the title on a pay-per-view at Fastlane. It made better sense. It makes Samoa Joe his pay-per-view stock go up. He gets a big win on a pay-per-view for a championship.
It does build up his hype too towards WrestleMania.
Oh yeah.
So
I think the US title's getting the multi-man ladder match. I feel like it.
Oh, I'm so here for that.
Because then you have Ray, you have Andrade. They're probably going to throw Mustafa Ali in there.
Okay.
So you're going to have some. I feel like that's going to get the multi-man match. So the next. Oh yeah, it was a good match. Samoa Joe choked out Ray, right?
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio passed out, and then that's how the match ended. But another highlight of this match was R-Truth hitting John Cena's moves. Yo, R-Truth hitting John Cena's moves.
Word.
Yes, I'm telling you, that was something epic, man. Like
Cena.
When he was the champion, I wanted John Cena to answer the open challenge.
Okay.
I wanted that so bad, son. But yeah, so Samoa Joe wins. And Andrade and Ray was killing it throughout the whole match, man. Like
they need to like one of them needs a belt, and then they just need to fight each other.
Fight for a belt, yeah.
Because those two together are like bread and butter.
Yeah,
they go together so smoothly. Every time they're in the ring together, it's something good is gonna happen, and you know it. And it's I don't know, it's just it's a good like fight to watch. Like it's every time they go one-on-one, it's amazing. And I feel like the US picture should have kind of been between those two for a little bit longer before throwing this whole like 4-man, this man, that man kind of thing. But I mean, hey, it's going good right now. I just didn't like the fact that we've seen this fatal 4-way like 3 times already.
Oh yeah. And like judging from SmackDown, I feel like we already know who Samoa Joe's next opponent is going to be.
Exactly.
But we move on to the women's tag team titles match, which was Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Tamina and Nia Jax.
I was for certain.
I thought we was gonna get the title change.
For certain they were gonna lose.
I thought they was gonna get the title change.
Certain.
I thought Nia and Tamina was going to win the titles, and like I feel like they was gonna carry it for a bit because I feel like these titles should be on heels.
These titles should be on heels.
In the beginning.
I feel like, hold on. Okay, let's bring it back real quick. I feel like inaugural titles should be on faces.
Okay, to get that first, like, real pop.
Universal Championship on Finn. You know, like, that was, that brought the Universal Championship to a big, I mean, of course it cascaded because, he got injured and stuff, but inaugural championships should be on faces. I mean, heels should be the one to definitely like carry it for the longest, like how Kevin Owens carried the strap and how Brock Lesnar is carrying the strap for forever. Like I feel like heels should definitely carry the strap for the longest, but faces should definitely be the first to win it.
Okay, that's understandable. But I feel like they should have won this match.
Yeah, absolutely. I was for sure that they were gonna win this match.
I mean, to me, like it I wasn't too much of a fan of this particular match, but it was so Bayley beats Nia with a simplistic like roll up. It was nothing.
Yeah, I feel like
she could have got out of that.
They need to do like some more cooler tag team stuff. You know?
Yeah.
It's looking kind of generic tag team matches kind of thing. Like I mean, of course this is their first.
You know what's the problem with these matches? We've seen them already.
Right.
Before the titles we've seen this throughout the whole entire of 2018.
Right.
So it's just like now that they got titles, I mean, do we really care?
No. Exactly.
I mean,
it makes sense.
It'll probably get a little bit more interesting when you see Sasha and Bayley go fight the Iconics because they called them out on SmackDown. But because that's something fresh. We've seen these two teams, Sasha and Bayley versus Nia and Tamina for the longest, and then you got Sasha and Bayley versus the Riot Squad. We've seen these joints.
Yes.
Repeatedly, over and over. So it's just like, we don't really care about seeing these matches, especially for titles. So we have...
It kind of degrades the belt, too.
Yeah.
Like, and that's not the direction that they want to go. I think what they should do after they lose the straps, if they drop it to Tamina and Nia, if they drop it to those two, I think what they should do is have Nia and Tamina do like kind of an open challenge thing.
Okay.
With those straps until they get a good set feud going. Yeah. I mean, I say if Ronda drops her belt, have her and Shayna instantly pursue those.
Who's going to beat them?
Exactly. I say they should keep that strap for.
Who's going to beat them?
Or, I mean, if they come back as faces, then, I mean, we could do that too.
What happened after this match was kind of interesting because, Nia and Tamina, they won they lost pretty easily. I mean, they got rolled up, and so they just beat up Sasha and Bayley. And they get into it with Beth Phoenix, who was on commentary in this match.
Right.
And this was interesting because it's been a while since we've seen Beth Phoenix mixing it up with everybody.
Amazon.
It's good to see, and she's in great shape.
Absolutely.
She looked like she can at least put on another 5 years. Just saying. She's in great shape. She can still go. She can still move. And it was kind of cool to see her mixing up with Nia Jax and Tamina, but she gets beat up. And Natty comes down, but she gets beat up. So this is kind of intriguing me as far as like what are they going to do with the tag team titles come WrestleMania time. And I'm hearing that they're going to do like a fatal 4-way tag team for the women's match.
These multi-man matches, man. This is feeling like WrestleMania 2000.
You know what it is? They have too much talent in WWE.
Right.
And in order to get everybody in these matches, they have to throw them all together.
That was what the problem was in WrestleMania. What was it? 16?
Was it
2000 to WrestleMania 2000. That's what the problem was.
Yeah.
You had The Rock, you had Mick Foley, you had Stone Cold, you had Triple H, you had RVD, you had Jeff Hardy, you had Big Show. You had so many people that were so talented on both Raw and SmackDown. Like, you had Edge and Christian, the Hardys, the Dudley Boys. You had Rob Van Dam. You had Mike Awesome. You had, like, so much talent on one. Kurt Angle. Oh, my gosh. Like, I could go on for hours. Like, you had so much talent. They threw them all in these multi-man matches, which did not add up, kind of thing. And I don't want this Mania to be like that.
This was looking like multi-man
But it's kind of looking like...
Multi-man Mania.
It's kind of looking like WrestleMania 2000 Part 2. You know?
We move on to the WWE title match, which was Kevin Owens. They inserted Mustafa Ali, who got booed at first.
By God, man. He did not deserve
We thought it was
that.
Kofi Kingston that was going to come out, but Mustafa Ali comes out, and he gets booed. And then we have Captain Planet, a.k.a. Daniel Bryan, for the WWE title. And this was a good match.
A great
It was a good match. I mean, like...
Boy, that finish... Oh, my
That
God.
knee?
That finish was amazing.
Insane, son. Insane.
Like, honestly, I feel bad for Mustafa Ali, man. He didn't deserve to get booed, but I understand exactly why he got booed. And I would have probably booed him too if I was there. But he didn't deserve it. I mean, that match put on for a match. And it was a really good match. And I enjoyed
solid,
it.
man. KO, man. I'm loving KO as a face.
Me too.
Liking it. It's something different.
Me too.
Because he wasn't really going far as a heel, so it's just like, let's try something different with KO. I'm liking KO as a face, and him using that Stone Cold Stunner, man. I like it. I can dig it. But Eric Rowan did get involved throughout this match, and we kind of figured that he would. I mean, triple threat rules is no disqualification. And my thing was like this: why didn't Eric Rowan jump in from the beginning?
Right.
It's no disqualification.
Yeah, but that's WWE. You know they're gonna stay out for a little bit, and
Yeah.
That only makes sense.
Yeah. So there was a beautiful running knee
Yes.
Well, when we thought Mustafa Ali was going to do something like some flippy thing in the air, Daniel Bryan cuts him off with the running knee.
He was going for like a somersault or something, and Daniel Bryan hit him with a beautiful. Oh my gosh, it was a great finish.
So Captain Planet retains the championship, and like, do you think that was the match of the night?
I mean, I would give it match of the night.
Or would you give it the last match?
Usos.
That's what I'm saying. We had a lot of great wrestling, to be honest.
Usos, that match was pretty good.
I would have put that up there,
but also the Shield match was...
It had a lot of emotion.
Pretty, I mean, like emotion-wise, it had everybody reeling and you know, it was the Shield's comeback. I mean, well... I'm going to give it to the Triple Threat. Honestly, I think that was the match of the night there. Okay. You know, even with the crowd reaction, the wrestling there was on point. Good. Was on point.
So we go to another disappointing match, which was Becky and Charlotte, which we said earlier. I mean, it ends in DQ, and the whole thing with Becky Lynch and her knee was annoying, which I said on my last show that I knew they were going to go for the knee. I'm tired of hearing about this knee. Becky Lynch should not be still hobbling.
Yeah, I'm like, it's been like a month.
Bro, it was at the Royal Rumble where it happened, and it wasn't even that bad of a knee injury. It wasn't like they crushed her leg or something. She got pushed off the steps or something. With Nia Jax pushed off or something. And she landed wrong on her knee. And then all of a sudden she's been on this crutch for like God knows how long. So match was a little slow, but. You know, Ronda Rousey comes out, who was the talk of the entire weekend after she dropped that scathing promo talking about how wrestling is fake, WWE scripted. I basically beat everybody up if I wanted to.
She dropped 1,000 F-bombs in that promo.
Yo, okay, and here's my thing with WWE. So I'm glad I'm going to be able to fit this in. Because there was 2 people on WWE programming within a week who had WWE and fake within the same segment. So you had Ronda Rousey cutting her promo online, and then you had some goof from Saturday Night Live asking Braun Strowman, is this stuff even real? And then when he got choked out by Braun Strowman for like a good 4 minutes, you realize when Braun Strowman let him go, he no-sold it. If you look at that part right there, if you look at that part like after this, Braun Strowman was holding him up, and he dropped him, and then next thing you know, the dude just no-sold it.
Really?
Like, he wasn't even holding his neck. He wasn't, like, coughing. Like, he just no-sold it. So, and you just showed right there that this is, you know, scripted. And WWE needs to protect the damn sport that we try to protect every day, because it's constantly getting criticized by people calling it fake and stuff, and we don't need WWE and the employees that work for WWE questioning the sport or saying that the sport is fake. It's scripted. It's not real. You're not really getting hurt. You're not doing this.
Yeah, and when realistically that's not the case. Like, these guys do a lot just to entertain people. You know, like of course it's you know, the in-ring work is worked, and you know, injuries do happen realistically. Absolutely. All the time too. All the time. You know, the risk these guys take, it's like, how did that not hurt? You know, there's no way. You know, when I watched Jeff Hardy jump off a 25-foot ladder, I'm like, there's no way in hell that he could get up from that and be like, I'm all right. Like, you know, like, there's just no way.
I mean, yeah, they put their bodies on the line, so it's just like, we got to respect the athletes and everybody else who put their body on the line to entertain us. And we can't have people under the WWE umbrella calling it fake.
Yeah.
That was my issue this whole week. But Ronda Rousey definitely made herself a bigger heel than what she was by cutting that promo.
Honestly, listen, when she got booed at, what was it, the Rumble?
I think it was. Okay, Survivor Series 1 on the pay-per-view.
Yeah, when she got booed, I think she might have went to Vince and like, listen, I don't know if they're gonna keep, like, I feel like if she kept throwing the face thing down people's faces, like down people's throats, she was gonna get the Roman treatment pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like she was starting to get booed because she was going against Becky.
Okay, that makes sense, but I feel like Roman also had that too, because Roman eliminated what was it? Roman won the Rumble, eliminated D-Bry, something like that, right? Mm-hmm. And totally got that's where all that came from.
Roman Reigns heat.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like if she would have kept this face thing going, she would have definitely gotten the Roman treatment. And it's not hard to make Ronda Rousey a heel. You know?
I mean, that was her in UFC.
Exactly. She was hated.
Yeah, exactly. So, dude, she's natural.
Yeah,
she's
exactly.
So she comes out, she hits Becky Lynch with the weakest punch ever in her stomach, and then there you go.
Leaves.
There you go. Becky Lynch is going to WrestleMania. There's our triple threat that we did not want. There you go. So that was it with that match. But as far as the match itself, it was just so lackluster. So we have an Elias segment. Now, throughout the show, there was 2 other Elias segments that he would come out, talk trash. And then this particular segment, Lacey Evans, the big old Southern lady, she comes out there, she struts herself, Elias is distracted, and he gets hit with an RKO out of nowhere.
Which was amazing.
I mean, those cuts, like the camera being tight on whoever's getting RKO, I just love that. And then out of nowhere, we see a phenomenal forearm from AJ Styles knocking Randy Orton out.
Which was also amazing.
That was also amazing. So that's furthers the storyline between AJ Styles and Randy Orton, which got pretty hot on SmackDown Live. That promo that they had,
it did get pretty hot. It was hot,
man. That was good. But I just felt bad for Elias in this segment because I feel like they could have had something with AJ Styles and Randy Orton without hurting Elias at the same time, because Elias got to get some momentum going forward, leading into WrestleMania and after WrestleMania.
I feel like this is Elias's character now.
Just get interrupted. But you know what? He got some heat back on Monday Night Raw.
He did.
Yeah. So we go to the main event. The Shield's last ride. The Shield versus the future of this business, Baron Corbin, Lashley,
and the real future of this business, Drew McIntyre. So
the
actual future of this business.
This was took me back to the old school Shield days. I mean, like, Roman and Baron was going back and forth in the ring. You had Seth Dean fighting off Lashley and McIntyre. They was fighting in the crowd. Seth jumping off the what do you call that thing? Was that the barricade in the stands? Let's just put it like that.
This brought me back to the Evolution match.
Yeah, like Seth, man. Seth's still flying, man.
That match was insanity, man.
Yeah, that match was pretty insane. But this was a pretty good match. I mean, if you had to take this was the Shield's last ride as a unit, I mean, this was a pretty good way to go out. It was a competitive match. It wasn't a squash match. But I feel like both teams look good. Even Baron Corbin. I feel like Baron Corbin put on a performance of his lifetime in that match. He was going to work in that match.
Yeah, he's had some days where he had his shine, like the triple threat with Dolph and AJ. Like, I was sold on Baron Corbin then, and I knew he can go. So this showed that he can go. I feel like it was a competitive match, but we all knew that the Shield had to take this.
Yeah, it was only right.
It was only right. But I just didn't like how they did my boy Drew. That's all right.
They triple powerbombed him. Lashley got curb stomped on the announcer's table, and you felt bad what happened to Drew McIntyre. Baron Corbin, he got curb stomped. No, he got Superman punch. I think curb stomp and Dirty D's.
He got Superman punch, Dirty D's, and then curb stomped. I think that was the whole thing.
There you go.
I think that was the whole.
And then they hit him with a triple powerbomb.
Yeah.
He got OD'd on. Then the Shield, as soon as this match was over, they hugged. And then at that moment, it was just like, oh, snap. Yo, this is really it.
Yeah.
This is really it. Like, it looked real in that ring.
Yeah.
And they put their fists out, and it was just like, this is the Shield's last match. It's their final ride as a unit in match. So that's how Fastlane ended. I mean, it was a pretty solid wrestling show. I felt like it was way better than last year's Fastlane.
Yeah, like I said, Fastlane last year, I mean, was like lackluster. I mean, even the lead up to WrestleMania was kind of whack. So this was a good bounce back.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So Monday night. So we go to Monday Night Raw, and it started with how Fastlane ended with the Shield. They're coming down there. This is their final time making their entrance on Monday Night Raw as a unit. So they basically just said their final pleads or whatever, and saying that basically Roman Reigns was talking the most out of everybody. He's saying like everybody just pretty much going in their own direction. And then we had Roman and Dean leave, and then Seth Rollins is in the ring. He was talking about Brock Lesnar, and out comes Paul Heyman.
Bad boy Paul.
And what Seth said was true, and also the way that Paul Heyman countered it was true. So basically, Seth Rollins was naming all these people that Brock Lesnar had beaten. And then he started to talk about the smaller guys like the Finn Balor's, the Daniel Bryans, and AJ Styles. All these guys were Seth's size, and Brock Lesnar had a rough time beating these people.
Which is very true.
Then Paul Heyman countered that with saying that Brock wasn't ready because all these men that Seth was talking about, Brock Lesnar wasn't really ready for.
Right.
Those matches was changed last minute. So when I think it was so Jinder Mahal, he was supposed to fight Jinder Mahal at Survivor Series. That got changed
then he dropped the title to
AJ Styles. So that next year it was AJ Styles. He was going to fight Brock, but then he got Daniel Bryan.
Dropped the title to D-Bryan.
And then at Royal Rumble, it was supposed to be Braun Strowman, then it got turned into Finn Balor. So Paul Heyman did have a point. Brock, technically, even though he's this beast, technically, he wasn't ready for those opponents.
Right.
I mean, and then you have, I think he showed another promo on the Tron, right?
Yeah, which was like it. These promos on Raw brought me back to like 2007 promos. Like they weren't like funny, but they were like, man, like this is such nostalgia. Like,
oh yeah,
those promos, like especially like the Batista one, that brought me all the way back.
You get to Batista, man.
That brought me all the way back, man. That took me out. But like, for real, honestly, I like Seth versus Brock. I would like that to main event WrestleMania. Let me tell you why. Becky, Charlotte, Ronda was also expected to main event WrestleMania.
I think that is the actual main event.
I also believe so. But is it really the match that everybody wants to see? No. People want to see Becky versus Ronda, and that's it. Charlotte does not need to be in this match. People didn't want her in the match. That wasn't the case. Vince threw her in there, and then people were like, well, this is the match. Okay, that's it now. Brock versus Seth has actual tension behind it. Mm-hmm. You have Seth Rollins, who took the title from Brock in WrestleMania 30. Mm-hmm. And now you have them coming kind of full circle since then. So basically, this is like, 2-3 years of buildup?
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
So
yeah,
it's coming full circle, and now the storyline coming together is not even bad. It's not a bad storyline. The promos that Seth and Paul Heyman cut to each other were not bad at all. Mm-hmm. I think Seth and Brock needs to have more face-offs between now and Mania.
Brock got to get on camera. He got to come back. He got to come.
Because they can't just, he is, granted, they made the announcement that he is coming next week. But he can't not be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has to be there for the next at least 3 weeks. What we have? 26 days till Mania?
Yeah, we got...
Let's get him on this show,
we got
the
3
next
weeks
show.
Left.
Yeah, exactly. This show, next show, and then go home show. Go home show. Let's do that. Let's get him on these shows simply because we need to build this to where it's at a fever pitch. Because it's already, like, right here.
Yeah.
But it needs to be at a fever pitch to where you're like, I can't wait to watch this match. Like Kurt Angle's match, do we even know who he's facing?
No, but we can talk about Kurt Angle right quick. So he announced that in his hometown of Pittsburgh that WrestleMania, he's going to have his final match at WrestleMania. We don't know who his opponent is, but a lot of people think it's going to be John Cena.
Exactly. That's a fever pitch right there.
Talk about something coming in full circle.
Exactly. Fever pitch. Yeah. I can't wait to watch that match, especially because I'm going to be there. I can't wait to watch that match.
Man.
That's the one thing that I want to see. Usos.
You get to witness Kurt Angle's last match.
I do.
I'm jealous.
Hey,
I'm jealous. You get to see Kurt Angle fight. This might be the last time you ever see Kurt Angle in the ring. You'll be there to witness it.
Yeah, I will, man. And that's just a blessing right
there.
That
is a blessing right there.
But so I digress, but I do want to see Seth and Brock at least, give them the match that they deserve. It's not gonna be the main event because you know what? I'm all for the women's main event. Mm-hmm. I'm all for it. A women's main event never happened, needs to happen. That's it. I get it, but truthfully, I would give it to Seth and Brock just because it's a better storyline.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like the build up. I mean, I think as far as build ups, I think the Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan one is the best build up. But I mean, I wouldn't mind Seth and Brock going last. That's the title people really wants to see the most being contested, because it's just like, can we get this title right back on Monday Night Raw? Can we bring the championship back? That's the title I feel like a lot of people's really caring about the WWE title. I mean, it's a toss-up. I mean, some people might care most about the Universal getting that title back, and then you got Daniel Bryan, the Kofi Kingston story. So, I mean, it all depends.
Or you could have them go back to back. I wouldn't mind though.
Yeah, that would be cool. So that particular segment with Paul and Seth, that ended with Shelton Benjamin.
A big old
Shelton Benjamin attacks Seth Rollins, and that was kind of interesting because Shelton Benjamin, he's on SmackDown.
Right.
So is he a Raw guy now?
I think they're just throwing people on the rosters.
There is no brand split anymore. Anybody can just pull up whenever they want to pull up.
Yeah. And I think it's gonna be like that from now on.
So we have a match between Seth and Shelton. It was a pretty decent match, but Seth Rollins ends up getting the win, gaining some momentum going into WrestleMania, and what needed to happen happened. But I feel like Shelton Benjamin needs to start getting some momentum too, because Shelton Benjamin probably got at least 2-3 more years left in him, and it's just like,
I don't think they're gonna give him a big run.
Not a big run, but like, make him mean something again.
I don't know. I think Shelton Benjamin is gonna get this treatment, and I think he's a veteran in the locker room, so he's gonna mentor. I would say just if you want to really give him some meaning, put him under Apollo. I mean, put Apollo Crews under his wing instead of Titus. You know what I'm saying? Do something like that.
Okay. Well, listen. I'm with it, but I think Shelton Benjamin needs to start getting some momentum, man. He's good. And ever since him coming back to WWE, like, they didn't really do nothing with him. So, move on to the next thing, which was Finn Balor versus Lashley, IC title. And Lashley gets the title back. Lio Rush helps Lashley, gets the championship. And there goes my dream match for the IC title with Ricochet and Finn Balor that I wanted.
I think it's going to be Rush and Lashley.
Bro, if they do that...
I think it's going to be Rush and Lashley,
bro. If they do that, man.
I swear I think it's going to be Rush and Lashley.
If anything, they might do Demon Finn versus Lashley.
Okay.
I will be fine if they pull out the Demon.
Okay.
The Demon at WrestleMania, that's what we need to see.
Right.
Okay. So I feel like they already did the loss. The regular Finn couldn't do it, so they got to summon the Demon.
Right.
So, yeah, so that's it with that. I mean, the hot potato with this IC belt, man.
It's getting me upset because we do this all the time, man. It's and literally, it's like the IC title. Someone brings it up, whether it was like The Miz or like Chris Jericho, someone brings it all the way up to the sky, and we're like, yo, the IC title is so prestigious. It's the best championship ever. And then like someone grabs the belt and then loses it in the next week, and then someone loses it again, and then loses it again. It's just like, oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. Make the IC title great again.
Make it great again. We need some prestige back on it. So we go on to Ronda Rousey segment. She comes out and she just insults everybody from the very beginning.
Yes.
She
very
just
heel.
Insults everybody.
Very heel.
That was her first set of words. Like, she don't care what nobody thinks. She calls the fans the B word.
Yep.
It was insane out there. Like, Ronda looking like a pretty badass heel. I'll tell you that. But
yeah, she was ODing.
Yeah.
She was out there. She told she said what was it that she said?
She was like, make the match at WrestleMania a handicap match, and I'll be upset if I even broke in a sweat.
She said, oh, I beat all of these B words in the back.
Yeah.
I was like, my goodness, Ronda. have yourself a day.
Yeah. She was on fire, man. She was on fire. Out comes Dana Brooke.
Did Dana Brooke look cracked out to you, or am I the only one that thought that?
She said cracked out. Oh my God. She looked slimmer.
I don't know. She looked a little fishy.
She looked a little slimmer. You didn't think it was a good look?
I don't know. I just felt like she was very like.
She was slimmer.
She was slimmer, but it was noticeable, and it wasn't
was noticeable,
and it wasn't like a good slim like.
It wasn't the thick Dana Brooke that we all love.
Yeah, it wasn't thick Dana. I love thick Dana, but it's not like it was. She looked like tired or something. Like she looked like she was.
Yeah, she looked like she was stressed. So
exactly. She looked like she was stressed out.
She delivers that emotional promo, and then Ronda just destroys her. I mean, it was pretty uncomfortable to watch.
Did you see like the slap she gave the referee?
Yo, Man, listen, the highlight of this whole segment is Michael Cole. Rousey's gone rogue. Yo, Rousey's gone rogue. Yo, I don't know why that is so funny to me. Oh my God, yo. So after Rousey went rogue, we go on to
after Rousey went rogue.
So we go into a quick match between, I'm not really trying to get too much into this. Aleister Black and Ricochet versus Rude and Gable. Aleister Black and Ricochet win, but
which is like,
it's just like, I just feel bad for Rude and Gable.
Yeah, man, I love when they won the
Bobby
chip.
Rude.
Yeah,
you have Bobby Roode and you treated him like this. You have Chad Gable. Chad Gable has yet to like put his feet in the water on his own. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't give him a singles push yet, though. I feel like he can.
I
know he can, definitely. Him and Tyler Breeze used to slug fists back in the Dizzy.
Man, but they need to treat him better. But I guess the best part about this segment was the Revival getting their heat back from the pay-per-view because they laid out Ricochet and Aleister Black.
A good layout,
so
too.
Finally they get some heat back, and like the Revival's looking like a threat. A little bit of a threat, I would say. So after that, we have a moment of bliss. Alexa Bliss announces that she is the host of WrestleMania this year.
You realize she got like no crowd reaction. She had like yes, like a little like section of the crowd was like yes, doing the yes chant. It was actually pretty funny. Like, Alexa.
She looked hot.
She did. I can't be mad. Whatever.
So Harlem Heat inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. They're going in. That makes Booker T a 2-time Hall of Famer. Stevie Ray, first-time Hall of Famer. And I don't know if you ever watched Harlem Heat back in the day, but I used to watch the old WCW shows from Nitro on the network. And Harlem Heat, I really dug their characters, yo. I really liked it. Like, they brought a different type of energy in there. Like, when they stepped up and you hear their music and it's like, stuff was about to go down. So
but my thing is, I did my research, all right? I know Booker T's not from Harlem. So I was like, what is the name remotely related to? I was like, this is a tad bit of racism, but we're going to let it rock. Booker T's a 2-time Hall of Famer. Let's go. Let's get this money. You know, Booker T's a 2-time Hall of Famer.
So congratulations to both Stevie Ray and Booker T.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to hear their speech. That one I'm intrigued for.
Absolutely.
I can't wait for that. So we have Natty versus Nia. So basically this match didn't even really get off to anything.
Yeah,
because it was Beth Phoenix. Well, actually, it was Tamina that tried to get involved, and Beth Phoenix was just beating up everybody.
Yeah.
She just went off and destroyed both of them.
I'm telling you, man, Beth is
good to see Beth Phoenix getting back, mixing it up with everybody,
me too,
man.
I like Beth Phoenix back. She deserves it. Honestly, she deserves to be in that ring, especially with these young women, because she had a lot to do with bringing the women's. She was kind of mixed in the era of the Divas Championship, and she did not deserve that.
She should have been. She was women's champion.
She was women's champion, but she was mixed in.
But she needed to be in there with better wrestlers.
Yeah,
absolutely. To see this, I don't know what his women's tag team title match going into WrestleMania, but having Beth Phoenix fight for a championship again, I'm with it, man.
I wouldn't mind either.
Yeah,
have Edge in the front row.
But the beatdown wasn't done for Nia Jax and Tamina, because as soon as they walked to the curtain, they ran into Sasha and Bayley. Yeah, so it's just like we get a little backstage fighting action right there. That was good.
That's why I'm saying this Raw was so nostalgic for me.
It was good. Like backstage brawls, like we need to see more of this, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like this. So let's talk about nostalgia. Batista and Triple H.
That promo, bro.
Batista was a Triple H. You know that he's doing his thing. Batista coming out with 1,000,001 different security, who was, the independent talent from around the area, and so the highlight of this entire joint was, other than Batista spitting on the mic and keep telling Triple H, give it to me, give me what I want, give it to me, give me what I want. You're not in control, I'm in control. Give me what I want. Give it to me. Give it to me, honey. Give it to me. He kept saying it over and over. It was funny. It was funny and sad at the same time because Batista looked desperate out there, and Triple H was like, "I'm not giving you what you want, Dave." He was like, "Give it to me,
Hunter. Give me what I want, Hunter."
But Triple H was like, "You know what? I can come out this ring, beat up the Guardians of the Independent scene." So that was like the highlight of the entire segment besides Batista. But you know, Batista gets what he wants.
Yeah,
a match at WrestleMania with Triple H, his last match. He wants to end Triple H's career along with his career at the same time.
There's a lot of last matches going on.
Not Triple H, Kurt Angle and Batista.
I think my favorite part of this whole altercation was like when I was about to call him Hunter. I'm sorry, Triple H.
Hunter.
When Triple H was like, "It's gonna be a no holds barred," and Batista like takes off his glasses.
He looks a little nervous,
and he looked and he was like. And then just walks back. I was like, what was that for? What was that for?
So after that, we got our match, no holds barred, Batista and Triple H. I think this is going to be a pretty physical match. I think there's going to be tables broken and everything.
I hope there's like some spine busters through tables.
Oh, there's going to be spine busters, all right?
Oh, man.
Batista spine buster,
Triple H spine buster. I hope there's some rope play. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, there's going to be some stuff.
It's going to get real kinky up in there.
So we go on to the main event. Roman Reigns.
Oh, yeah,
and it's
baby.
supposed to be Roman Reigns versus the future of this business, Baron Corbin.
Whatever.
But we get Roman Reigns getting attacked and destroyed by Drew McIntyre.
Absolutely obliterated by Drew McIntyre.
2 Claymore kicks, devastating Claymore kicks.
Yeah, no, the second one was absolutely crazy.
OD.
The second one was
right into the turnbuckle.
I was like, yeah, Drew, have yourself a day, baby.
I mean, he destroyed Roman Reigns to the point. So the thing that they're doing with Roman Reigns is looking like, I mean, the fact that they're playing on this his cancer a little bit, and it's just like somebody that that had that disease is not going to bounce back as strong. So that's what they're somewhat doing with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So they're sort of humanizing Roman Reigns now, which I like.
Okay.
Because he's not Superman no more.
They can't. They have to
humanize him a little bit.
They have to like baby step him.
Yeah.
And I know he doesn't want that because, it's Roman Reigns. But they have to let Seth Rollins shine right now and kind of let Roman take a back seat because he has to like fully heal. Because literally he made that announcement and then a month later he was like, yeah, I'm good.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the treatments that they got out now for leukemia, I'm glad he's okay.
I'm glad as well. I just think, maybe he should ease into it.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Ease into it as much as he can. Like, I'm glad he didn't get into like a full match. He just got kind of beat up. I'm glad they gave the match to Dean Ambrose, and I got to see Dean Ambrose get absolutely
dismantled. So Roman Reigns, the match between Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin did not get a match, which devastated me. But Roman Reigns is being walked to the back with Seth and Dean. So they had the trainers check on Roman. So that took Roman out of the main event. So Dean goes to Triple H and was like, yo, I want a Falls Count Anywhere match with Drew McIntyre right now. So Triple H was like, all right, it's on. So they had the match. This was a great match. They brawled all over that arena.
They did.
The crowd, concession stands, all that stuff.
The shop.
All that stuff. That was good. Like, we need more of, you use that arena more. Like, stuff like that gets me excited, man. Use that arena. And they fight by the
announcer's
desk. And
boy, that finish was crazy.
So Drew just destroyed. He gets control of Dean and just dismantles him for like the last 2 to 3 minutes of this match.
Tucks him between a rail.
Puts his head between the rail and gives him the most devastating
the
Claymore
illest Claymore I've ever seen in my life.
Railing comes off. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre wins. And then Dean tries to get up. Right before the show goes off the air, Dean tries to get up. And he gets hit with another Claymore kick. So
and just Drew McIntyre just gets on the announcer's desk.
He just looks strong.
Just does the roar. Like, are you kidding me, man?
So it's looking like it's going to be Roman versus Drew at WrestleMania.
And they're going to give Roman that win. Or
I don't know. They could shock us all.
They could. And I'm so for Drew winning anything and everything, man. You know that's my boy.
Just imagine Roman go for that spin and get hit with a Claymore kick. That's our finish right there.
That's a finish. Oh, man.
So, SmackDown Live. SmackDown Live opens up with the new and heel Shane McMahon. You know somebody's heel when they get a leather jacket. That solidifies it. So Shane is out there with the best in the world trophy and him wearing a leather jacket.
His start of the promo was kind of weak, talking about he's not the best in the world because of the trophy. He's the best in the world because, like, he's Shane McMahon and he's the best in the world. I was like, okay, hold on.
So basically, he says the reason why he did what he did to The Miz was because he's just tired of people asking him for everything, asking him to get ahead. And he's just tired of it. He's Shane McMahon and he doesn't have to do that type of stuff. And he says he had fun beating up Miz, and he's going to have more fun doing it on the grandest stages of them all, WrestleMania. And I feel like Shane is going to win the match. That's an early prediction for me. I feel like Shane is going to beat Miz at WrestleMania.
Yeah, he hasn't caught a WrestleMania W in the past.
I mean, he won last year with Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it wasn't a one-on-one match.
But it wasn't a one-on-one. But he did win, and everybody was so for that match, and I was too. But his WrestleMania track record isn't that good. He's taken a lot of losses.
Yeah.
So I would like to see him win. I would like to see the stipulation of this match go crazy. Like, I want to see, like, non-sanctioned, no holds, bar falls count anywhere in Shane McMahon's house while his wife's cooking dinner in the kitchen. Like, something crazy.
So, SmackDown Live in particular, I mean, there's not really too much to talk about. I mean, there was some hot spots that happened. Yep. There was a bunch of tag team matches. It was like Teddy Long. There was 3 tag team matches and one-on-one match.
Teddy Long
with
was
Asuka and Sonya Deville, and that ended in mediocre fashion. The other tag team match, you had Aleister Black, Ricochet, who they still can't figure out what brand they're gonna be on. And the Hardys versus The Bar and Rusev and Nakamura. That ended in no disqualification. That ended in disqualification because the New Day came out and just dismantled everybody.
Which was great.
The crowd was hot for Kofi Kingston, man.
They were
hot for Kofi Kingston.
I love hearing pops for Kofi just because, man, it's like...
It's organic.
It's so organic. It's so real.
It's not forced. It's just like, we want to see this.
We want Kofi with the belt, man.
We want Kofi Kingston to win this belt.
Just imagine the roof is going to go crazy if he wins that belt at WrestleMania.
Oh my God.
The roof is going to go...
You'll be able to witness that.
Hey, I would pee myself. Willingly. Willingly. I would love to witness that, man. That's one thing I need there, definitely.
So, Usos have their promo. I mean, backstage. I mean, I thought it was great. Great 1 minute promo.
Honestly, that might have been one of my favorite.
That was so good.
You gonna get done up.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's my family, man. The Thug Uso, Jimmy Thug, UJ Thug Us, man.
You gonna get done up.
That's the best tag team in the world right now, son. I don't care. But
you gonna get done up.
Like I keep saying before, I need my Hardys versus Usos match. I don't want a multi-team match. I want one team versus the other team. That's it.
I don't think that's gonna.
That's all I want.
I don't think that's it. I just think it's going to look for more of a Hardys, Usos, Bar kind of thing. Maybe throw some New Day in that.
Sanity.
Oh, Sanity.
Yeah,
oh man. Oh, that's so many people. Oh, do a ladder match. Do a ladder match. So do a TLC or something.
Another promo segment. We spoke about this earlier. Randy Orton, AJ Styles.
Yeah. That was
both of them was pleading their case. I mean, like, it's like really hard to really choose a side because both of them was saying the right things about themselves and the other person.
I'm always gonna go for Randy's cut on his promo because listen, you understand that when you're in the independent scene, what are you aiming for? To get a shot
to get to
the WWE. Yeah. But especially at the time when AJ was in the independent scene, there was no big ROH had the television. There was no New Japan had the big television thing. Like there was nothing like that going on. You know what I'm saying? It was, for real, I need to get to the WWE. Randy got that opportunity, and at 22 years old, he became the world heavyweight champion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't argue with it. That's greatness.
Absolutely.
That's greatness. That probably solidified his Hall of Fame career right there.
Yeah, with him actually doing that and becoming WWE champion, you're like, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I can't argue against that. I mean, AJ's journey and his promo was amazing when he talked about, like, yeah, you don't have the guts to do this. I could do this every day.
You got help.
Yeah, exactly.
And your father, all this stuff. You have a knockoff diamond cutter, which was, that was kind of cool. And his pose, he was like, you wouldn't have made it on the indies with a knockoff diamond cutter. And basically the pose that he does. And then Randy Orton just basically saying, like, he's been building SmackDown. This is the house that Randy Orton built. This ain't your house. You just renting a room, and I'm the landlord. And that WrestleMania, rent's due.
Which isn't true. I mean, if they were on Raw and Randy Orton said, like, I built Raw, I would have been like, yeah. Because there was a time when Randy Orton was Raw. Mm-hmm. There was a time when Randy Orton was Raw.
Oh, yeah.
And Edge was SmackDown. That was kind of what was happening. Yeah. So it wasn't. I know what he meant. Randy Orton helped build up these shows the way that they are now. But if it was Raw, then yeah, absolutely. Randy Orton built most of what Raw is today.
This promo actually got me more intrigued for their match at WrestleMania because it's just like, who's gonna actually get this win? I just feel like Randy Orton's gonna get the win. I feel like he's gonna hit that RKO after AJ Styles go for 450.
I don't think AJ needs this one.
He don't.
I don't think AJ needs this one.
Because he can lose this and just go right to Raw.
They don't need AJ to stick around on SmackDown.
Exactly. He's did everything.
Done what he's had
champion.
to do.
He's been the US champion. He's been the WWE champion. He's done it all. So it's time for AJ Styles to move on.
He's fought the Usos before.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to do anything else.
Absolutely.
He doesn't need to do anything. I say he's done his time on SmackDown. Let him have his time on Raw. I feel like him in the Universal title picture over there would be absolutely incredible.
Oh my God, yes. Him fighting Seth?
Exactly.
Yes, that's what we need to see. So WrestleMania is heating up. We had another promo with Becky Lynch and Charlotte. Becky Lynch finally throws that crutch away.
Thank God.
Thank God. But she was still limping down there, and it's just like, bruh, can she be okay next week? Can she be okay by the go home show, guys? Yeah. That go home show, like WrestleMania, I swear to God, if she's limping come WrestleMania, I'm going off. I'm going off.
No, that is true though. That makes listen, I don't want to see that either. I'm so for the fact that Becky Lynch should be healthy. She should be 100% when she captures the title. She should be 100%. It's Becky 316. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's literally the Stone Cold of the women's revolution.
It's just like she needs to start getting treated that way. She needs to start looking more badass because it's just her with this crutch and her limping is just not, it's not really helping it none. We had Rey Mysterio and R-Truth versus Joe and Andrade. Rey Mysterio pinned Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
He pinned Samoa Joe and Joe just beats up whoever was in the ring.
It looks so much better when Rey Mysterio pins a big guy. Like, it looks so funny.
Because it's just like, yo, how you let that happen?
Exactly. It just looks so funny. Like, Rey Mysterio pinned a big guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's hilarious. I think it's going to be Joe and Mysterio on the pre-show. Mm-hmm. And
or unless we get the
multi-ladder match, which
because I feel like they're gonna
that's
do
also
that.
A possibility
because they got a lot of high flyers that can go in that match.
That's also a big possibility. That could also be a really good match. That could also steal the show. That
can steal the show.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, if it's Rey and Joe, they're probably gonna get the pre-show treatment. Then the Cruiserweight Championship will get the pre-show treatment as well. Yeah.
So we move on to Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus KO and Mustafa Ali. Rowan and Daniel Bryan win. Rowan looks strong in this match.
Rowan's been looking good.
Rowan looked very strong. He took out KO and Mustafa Ali.
I say Luke Harper comes back on WrestleMania and kind of takes out Rowan? Takes out the New Day.
Oh God. Oh, okay. I can see that. It can. Yeah, I just gotta figure out how they going to do it in a simplistic way of like making it. I gotta figure out how they would do that. I'm gonna think about that one. So Eric Rowan wins with that I don't want to say choke slam, It's like he grabs their face and slams them.
It's so weird of a move.
It's a face slam.
Is it? It's like I want to know what they're gonna call it.
The face slam.
It's a face slam from out of nowhere.
No, I think they call it like the claw slam, something like that. So yeah, the final segment of the night. And this right here made this the match that I want to see the most ever. If I get the Hardys and Usos, one-on-one, then like that'll be one of the matches that I'm intrigued the most about.
This was so hard.
But this right here, because Vince McMahon just coming out here and just saying that, Kofi Kingston, you're good talent. We appreciate what you've done, all the spots that you've done in the Royal Rumble, everything that you have put your body on the line for this business and company. We appreciate you for it, but we never looked at you as championship material.
And like, can you guys say that you have looked at him as championship material until he's gotten the opportunity? It's pretty true. Like, you've never been like...
And Big E and Xavier, man.
Really tore into it. They were like, no.
Big E was the highlight of this joint for me, because when Vince looked at Kofi and was just like, I was talking to Daniel Bryan, and you're nothing but a B-plus player. Big E was like, oh, hold on. It was like, you ain't gonna talk to my mans like that.
Yeah.
Big E. Big E was the highlight. No, actually, Kofi Kingston's promo part, but other than that, Big E, man, it was just hilarious. But yeah, Kofi Kingston gets on his mic and he was just like, I never really complained where you put other people before me, people that came here after me, and they get title shots way before I did. I never argued. I was always on the road, always put it all out there, worked hard, missed Halloween with my kids. He was like, I never went trick-or-treating with my kids. My son lost his tooth 2 days ago, and I wasn't there when he received the money from the Tooth Fairy because I was on the road working for the WWE, and I don't complain about it. He loves what he does. He's blessed.
He loves being.
It was just so heartfelt, man.
He genuinely loves being a part of the WWE, and that's the type of talent that we need as champion.
Exactly,
it's very true. Kofi has never given any excuse. Like, you hear in the headlines, oh, this person upset about this position, this person upset about this, but like, it's a bunch of prima donnas. Kofi has been there so long. Remember, he was coming out in a Jamaican accent, cutting promos, and then you know what I'm saying? Like,
you see to be trouble in paradise.
Yeah, like. He did not complain. They gave him a script. He did it. They gave him, hey, Kofi, cut this promo, do this, do that. And he was like, yeah. He has belts under his track record. IC, US, tag team. He's done it all.
Absolutely.
He's done it all. He's one of the most profound talents on the roster almost ever. He's noticeable. He's Kofi Kingston. He's someone that is a certain Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He's someone for sure that has the respect, the veteran outlook. He deserves to be champion. I want to see how he will carry himself as a champion, because we don't know what that would look like. We've never seen Kofi carry himself as a WWE champion. He's not 230 pounds, big guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Neither is Daniel Bryan, but we've seen Daniel Bryan carry himself as a champion. He was heavyweight champion before. Yeah. Like, we've seen that stuff happen before with Daniel Bryan. We've never seen it with Kofi. So this is why everybody's into it.
Organic.
This is why we're so into it. It's something real.
It's something that happened by accident too.
Exactly. Like
WWE, don't book a T Kofi Kingston. He got to win this title.
He has to, man.
He has to win this title, man. So Vince was like, the only way you're going to get to WrestleMania is if next week in the gauntlet match you defeat Randy Orton. That's a challenge itself.
Yeah.
Randy Orton, Samoa Joe, Sheamus and Cesaro, and Eric Rowan. He has to beat all these men in order to get his shot at WrestleMania. That's where we're at. That's where we left off. SmackDown Live goes off the air.
Man, I mean, I hope no shenanigans happens.
I wouldn't even put it past WWE. They'll have Kofi Kingston get to the last opponent and then they'll screw him out of it.
Right. Like Vince McMahon would come down and tell him ring the bell kind of thing.
Yeah. Or like they'll just have everybody, come out and just jump him or whatever. Something to screw him out of it. So that's where we're left off. I mean, a lot of great things happened. We had Fastlane was a good show. We had Raw, that was a good show. SmackDown was like a show, but we had some great highlights that happened. So a lot of good things that happened, and it's we'll see. I mean, it's looking like WrestleMania season now.
It is looking like WrestleMania season.
Actually, you know what? There's no more stops. All the stops are done.
Right.
There's no more stops. Now it's lit. This is really the road to WrestleMania because we done stopped. We stopped at the Chamber.
Every Raw is important.
Everything.
Every SmackDown.
You got to get us more invested into WrestleMania. Keep continuing to build these storylines with Kofi Kingston, with Batista, Seth Rollins, and Ronda and Charlotte and Becky. Asuka, she needs a better opponent.
I will say, this is a better build-up to WrestleMania than it has been probably in the last 2 to 3 years.
I would say.
Because we were not upset at the Rumble. Mm-hmm. We're not upset at the Chamber. Mm-hmm. And we're not upset at Fastlane. Mm-hmm. Last year, I was dying to get past the Chamber. I was dying to get past Fastlane. And I was dying to get into the spot where we are now.
Yeah.
WrestleMania season. But I'm very excited.
Oh yeah.
Very excited.
I'm very much so excited. So that's about it. We're finally getting an ending to a show because last week I did not have an ending, but this week I will end the show the correct way. I would like to thank my first ever guest, Mr. Joe Tejada.
Thank you for having me.
Be sure to check out his other stuff on this show.
Yes, the show Fridays 4 to 6.
Yeah, so check him out. Very entertaining dude, man. Very chill, humble guy. I love this guy.
Thank you.
And
Jay Troy.
Yeah, this is my guy, man. Always. So appreciate y'all for tuning in to Not Your Average Wrestling podcast. I'm about to botch my own title. Hosted by your boy, the Wildcat Jay Troy. Ooh, ooh. And we signing out, baby.